righteous father of Abraham's surely God pray. And all our blessing. Bless the true and righteous father of the mom. God bless Abraham, true righteous father of Abraham. Surely God praise. Magnify and I missed. I mean,
I mean,
Ishmael the Rock Rahim, witness that there is no God. I'm the messenger. I greet you again, your family, with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak.
walaikum
Walaikum
salam
salam and
and
Ramadan
Kareem.
Kareem.
Before we get started, do anybody have any questions on last week, 11:16?
No, sir, I do not.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So tonight we on English lesson C1, 17 through I think 21. Is that right?
Through
Um,
24.
through
24.
24. Yes, sir.
Oh, can somebody read the first three lines?
So number 17 says, how many Muslim sons are there in North America? Number 18, approximately 3 million. 19, how many original Muslims are there in North America?
Stop right here. First of all, what is a Muslim son?
A Muslim son is a mason that's really a shriner. Once he attains 32nd, 33rd degree, he become a shriner, a Muslim son or a mason at that degree. Then they start studying or forming Islam once they reach the honorary degree.
Mm. Anyone agree or disagree?
I agree with that they are Shriners.
What will make a shriner a Muslim son? Even a mason. What will make him a Muslim?
Um, Let me get it. So I'll be writing exact. Well, according to the Supreme Wisdom, um, he had to study for from 35 to 50 years before he could call himself a Muslim son and wear the greatest and only flag of the universe. And he must add a sword on the upper part of the holy and greatest universal flag of Islam so that he could clean himself up. A Muslim does not love the devil regardless of how long he studies. After he has devoted 35 or 50 years trying to learn and do like the original man, he could come and do trading among us and we would not kill him as quick as we would the other devils. This is who have not gone under this study. After he goes through with this label from 35 to 50 years, we permit him to wear our holy flag, which is the sun, moon, and star. He must add the sword on the upper part. The sword is the emblem of justice, and it was used by the original man in Muhammad's time. Thus, it was placed on the upper part of the flag so that the devil can always see it. So he will keep in mind that anytime he reveals the secret, his head will be taken off by the sword. We give him this chance so that he could clean himself up and come among us. The holy flag of Islam is the greatest and only flag known. The universe is everything sun, moon, and star. They are planets. Planets are something grown or made from the beginning, and holy is something that has not been diluted, mixed, or tampered with in any form.
What will make us or allow us to call him a Muslim? Especially if he's called Muslim son. Usually a son, it takes on the attributes of the daddy. It takes on the lineage of the father. It takes on the characteristics of the father. What will make us call him a Muslim son? even though the Shriners and Masons that they're speaking of is predominantly white people. What will make the original man? I understand that he's studying, but according to the lesson, it's pretty much saying that we will let him do trade amongst us and we won't kill him as fast as others. Yeah, but what will make us call him a Muslim son?
May I try?
Hmm.
Um, you were saying the Shriners and the Masons and Shriners that they're speaking of are predominantly white. And
I can't hear
the,
nobody in my ear.
can you, how about now?
No, not in my ear. Can everybody hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Can you hear it from the computer?
Yeah, but it's real low. It's all right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say what you said.
So the, the white man is the full manifestation of the brown germ that is within us. So that would make, since they are a part of us, they came from us, that would make them our children.
Yeah, but why not call everybody? Why those specific people? Because many people. So we're separating society from that particular group of people. And
Because,
that group of people who call themselves Masons or Shrine, we call them Muslim sons. We don't call other white people that. We don't call
right,
other people in society that. Just those particular people. The question is why?
right. I was going to say that, well, I was explaining about the sons, but they have a certain degree of knowledge about the original man themselves and how they became, they have access to a certain knowledge that the average white person does not. And so, because they study that knowledge and they have access to that knowledge, they would be called Muslims. That's what I think.
I'm gonna say a statement and tell me what you think. You got people in Iran, people in Iraq, people in Saudi Arabia, and all over the planet. They call themselves Muslims. Now, these are white folk. These are the descendants of the cave dwellers. Yeah, but why don't we call them Muslim sons versus a Shriner and a Mason? Why do we call them our son and not them?
I don't know.
Anyone? So we call these people Muslim sons because they have adopted and they are secretly living a Muslim lifestyle. They know the history and they're living according to this. Reason why we don't call the other Muslim sons because they're not living the life of a Muslim. They're not even obeying the life of the Holy Quran. We are not to make war with one another unless Allah, He tells you to do it. So why is the Muslims all over the Middle East killing each other? They are not following the principles and standards of the Holy Quran or Prophet Muhammad. But these Shriners and Masons, we allow these particular people to study. Why? Because they have proven to us that they're willing to study under this regiment of Allah and the principles and standards according to the Holy Quran, because at a certain point, they are permitted and giving the Holy Quran to study and to manifest their life and to live the life according to the principles of the Holy Quran. But they are not permitted to share this information. Like Brother Mike said, because off their head, not necessarily that we would really physically cut off their head, but we will cut them off from the knowledge of God. We will put them in the box of everybody else. So in other words, the so-called Masons and Shriners, we are responsible for them. Why? We are to serve as their parents, no matter how old they are. Because we know what they are. Yeah, but what about the people in the Middle East? What about the other Muslims? They don't even recognize us as a Muslim.
That's right.
Us as the Nation of Islam. And if they do, they call us the Black Muslims. There's no such thing. A Muslim is a Muslim. I was just trying to get to why would we call a particular people our son and not no one else? What makes them so important that we will associate them with our lineage? We associate them with our lineage based off of the righteousness of the Holy Quran and Prophet Muhammad and the way that they're living. They're recognizing us. When you see Shriners Hospital, this is a hospital worldwide built by Muslim sons. What makes them so important? When we allow them to come in the public and wear the hats and their name once a year. Yeah, but what will make them more important than the other Muslims who we don't call them Muslims? Look at what they do. They follow the principles, the 5 principles of Islam. What is the 5 principles?
Charity.
One is charity. They're giving up charity of their money and financing other institutions that will help humanity. They're getting funding and donating to children who don't have the resources to go to Shriners Hospital. So they'll go for free. That's charity. Give me another principle.
Prayer.
Prayer. Every hat that they have, on the top of it, it may have Medina. It may have all type of Islamic names to let you know the temple that they're in. But under it, you're going to always have a star and crescent. Why? To let them know that freedom, justice, and equality is my number 1 principles. It's in that third eye. It's coming out of that third eye. So everything that I'm doing is based on freedom, justice, and equality. Isn't that the life of a Muslim?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, but we can't compare them to the other people because they're not living their life. Read 1, 2, 3 again.
Well, number 17. How many Muslim sons are there in North America? Number 18. Approximately 3 million. 19. How many original Muslims are there in North America?
When you say the words, or when Master Fard Muhammad says the words, original Muslim, why is he using that language? Because a Muslim is a Muslim. So what you mean original Muslim? Are there Muslims that's not original?
Yes.
Because you're comparing the amount of the Muslim sons versus the original Muslims. What does that mean? Now we're brainstorming. I'm not expecting all of us to know this and spit this out. That's why this line is important, because we're brainstorming this to come up with the analysis or the truth given to you. So what do you think? It's okay to think. It's okay to guess.
Go ahead, Brother Michael.
Well, the
Assalamu alaikum,
original,
Brother Mike.
wa alaikum salam, sir. The original Muslim are the ones by nature who are Muslim. Any other Muslims are by faith and the acceptance of it. This is why the original Muslim doesn't make a shahada, but all other Muslims make a shahada. And so the original Muslim are Muslims by nature, and once we gain a thorough knowledge of ourselves and accept our own and be ourselves, then we are the 17 million um, with the 2 million Indians. The 3 million Muslim sons are not original Muslims, and they are accepting Islam when they reach the 32nd, 33rd degree by faith. So it's not their nature, it's their faith that makes them Muslims.
First of all, do everyone understand what brother is?
Partially.
What part you don't?
Sorry, are you saying that the Muslims, the original Muslims, are the original man?
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, yes, sir.
What he's saying is that certain people are born with the nature to submit to Allah.
Yes, sir.
Some people are not born that way, but they can develop a habit of going that way. Let me give you an example. You have the people in the Middle East. With prayer time, everybody making salat. Everybody wearing white jalabiyas. Everybody's talking about the beauty of the Holy Quran and Prophet Muhammad. But when these same people come over here to America, they start selling pork in their stores. They selling liquor in their stores. All the things that would get you killed over there, you start doing over here. You start fornicating. You name it, they're doing it. Now, how could a Muslim do that? What makes them different compared to what Brother Mike said? He's right. But we have to dwell into it. Because them people in the Middle East, these are people that are descendants of the people that Moses taught, a thorough knowledge of themselves, a thorough knowledge of who we are as original people. Moses only taught them technology. So when they come amongst the original man in the Middle East, we had laws, we had structure, we had a dress code. And when they was in the cave, they was walking around naked. They didn't want clothes on. They ate what they wanted to eat, how they wanted to eat. So Moses had to teach them technology because they would not let it go. So he taught them a way of life, how to survive amongst the original people. So the original cave dwellers, when they come down out of the mountains and they come to the area of Saudi Arabia, all these different the Middle East countries, when they come out, now they have adopted, like brother said, or accepted the teachings of Islam. They accepted the dietary laws. That's only because they became a product of that environment of the original man. So when they come to America, they're no longer a product of that environment. They become a product of this environment. And this environment said, you can do what you want. God is not in the equation. You can dress the way you want to. God is not in the equation. You can sex who and what you want. God is not in the equation. The number of the Muslim sons in America is what?
3 million at the time of that writing.
How many is it today? How many original people was it then?
A little over 17 million.
A little over, what is it today? Now we're dealing with a combination. 40 to 60 million. So that's an indication. It's giving us the number, the indication that according to our teaching, it bears witness that Islam has no birth rate. You can't confine it and say it was 17 million in. So it's 17 million today. Oh. Islam is the nature of God. It's the nature of us that's constantly evolving, constantly moving. Even if we don't move, it doesn't matter. It's moving. As long as the planet moves, Islam moves. As long as animals move, Islam is moving. As long as the human being is moving, Islam moves. Why? Nothing can't move without its original nature. That's where the blood is at. That's where the DNA is at. Read on. After the 17 million.
Okay. Number 21. Did I hear you say that some of the 17 million do not know that they are Muslims?
Stop right there.
22. Okay.
How could they not know that they are Muslim? Because the 17 million is a number based off of who? Who is the 17 million?
Who is the original man? What is the
Okay, the
population
original
of
man.
the original people
Now,
on planet Earth?
right. Now, what will make them not know? Now, are you talking about them or who are you talking about? Because if you say it's 17 million original people, then why would you turn around and say you got people who don't know that they're original? How could they not know? Who are you talking about? What people are you talking about?
Well, it's saying a little over the 17 million, so it's 17 million with the 2 million Indians. The 2 million Indians doesn't know that they are Muslims, because that's why they was exiled to this area because they failed to accept Islam and its principles. So they were exiled from India to this area.
Let me say it this way. It's 40 to 60 million black people here in America. How many of those 40 to 60 are Muslim? How many of them know that they are Muslim?
Well, I don't know the numerical answer.
But would it be all of them? Would it be
No.
all the 40 to 60 million?
I would say no, sir.
But we bear witness that all of them do not even know that they're Muslim.
Right.
Well, I
Right?
think all of them are Muslims, but all of them don't know that they're Muslims because they were raised to be other than themselves.
Okay. Now stay right there, little sis. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Little sis, read the next one. That's where you going.
Oh, I don't have a paper in front of me, so my
I
Oh,
phone.
have.
okay.
I have.
Because
Okay, go
Michelle,
ahead, sis.
read it for
I hardly believe that I hardly believe that unless they are blind, deaf, and dumb.
Keep going.
Well, they were made blind, deaf, and dumb by the devil when they were babies.
Stop right there. Remember we spoke of the babies?
Yes.
Right.
What did we say about the babies? Because you got the people here. But when it says that they was made blind, deaf, and dumb, what you mean they was made? It's like, you know how Yakub made his people on the island of Palan or Patmos. Today, Black folks are being made into the devil the same way.
Right.
So how was they made blind, deaf, and dumb?
Because they were robbed of the knowledge of themselves, their culture, their language, their God, when they were brought over here through slavery.
It's a white man, and he said that we have stopped all light from coming to the Black man or so-called Negroes. We have stopped all light. The light is not only knowledge, but it's the knowledge of self. Not only the knowledge of self, but it's the knowledge of others. Not only the knowledge of others, but the knowledge of God, the true and living God. Yeah, but how did he do that? When he was a baby. Now you take it from there, little sis.
So, what man are you talking about?
Hmm.
You said a man did it.
Yeah,
But
this is what he was saying. He was describing uh, that we got Black people.
mhm.
Like we can control them for,
Oh, Jim Jones.
yeah, we can control them from going up because we have stopped all the light from coming to them.
Assalamu
So
alaikum.
you talking
Well,
about
that's
the
not
Jim Jones like Chronicles, the book? The
No.
okay.
Brother Mike, you want to help out?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Mr. Mr. Embry, in his book Brown American, printed in 1946, on page 54, he quotes a devil white man, Henry Berry, as saying, while speaking in the Virginia House of Delegates in 1832, and describing the situation as existed at that time as many parts of the South, we have, as far as possible, closed every avenue by which light may enter the slave's mind. If we could extinguish the capacity to see the light, our work would be complete. They would then be on a level with the beasts of the field, and we should be safe.
Upright. So when you're looking at every avenue, what avenue? I'm gonna give you one, and then y'all give me the avenue of finances. What I mean by finances, we don't know, have the power or the discipline of money. We don't know the science of business. So that's an avenue that was not given to us. That's an avenue that still today. We have many Black billionaires now in the Black community. But tell me one thing that he's doing for the Black community. Yeah, they got liquor, they got headphones, they got all this stuff. Yeah, but what is they doing for the Black community? That's an avenue that has no light in it when it comes to Black people. Y'all give me another avenue.
Education.
Education. Now, bear yourself some witness.
So with the schooling, it doesn't teach you, well, one of the things it doesn't teach you is how to, do for yourself. It teaches you how to work for the white man, not how to work for yourself. It doesn't even really teach you how to manage a checkbook or anything. Or they took away even the economics, the cooking, the carpentry. They took away all that. And they took away what we know of ourselves, our history.
Now,
We
when
don't
you
even
when
know
you
our
say
history in school.
with cooking and carpentry, tell me how that happened. When that happened?
Well, when I was going to school, we had it, but they don't have it in
No,
schools
no, no. Tell
now.
me what you had. You're right. That's where I want you to go. Tell me what we had in school.
We had, oh, well, we had the cooking classes,
Yeah, we had
sewing
sewing
classes.
class in school.
We had
Name some
sewing,
of the classes that we had.
cooking, sewing,
Wood shop.
um, wood shop. We even had like band and instruments. So we had a
Auto
certain
mechanic.
concert and stuff.
Say that again.
Yeah, auto mechanic.
Yep, we had auto mechanic. So we was able to develop trades in high school, in junior high school. That's where I first learned how to sew. Was in home economics.
Right.
So they stopped that. So the white folks started uh, going to trades where you had to pay money. So in order to get a particular trade, now you got to pay money. But first it was free. It was an introduction to the mind of the black people. Yeah, but that was cut off. So education, and somebody give me another one, avenue that they completely cut it off.
Mating.
The science of breeding and mating.
Bear me some witness, brother. Bear
Yeah,
yourself some witness.
you took mine.
Um, um, we turn recreation into recreation. So we don't recreate with a science. We do it by recreation. So when a woman get pregnant or gay, it's not a planned pregnancy. So she, oh my God. Then she turn around and tell the man, I'm pregnant, and he go, damn, who the daddy? You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so that's because we have lost the knowledge of how to uh, relationships, uh, the art of mating, breeding. There's a science to it, and they took that from us.
This is Michelle, bear brother some witness, since he took the same thing.
Well, I wanted to say, just even as simple as how to choose a mate. I look at other cultures and where they have arranged marriages, but they're not just looking at the two young people that are getting want to get married. They're looking like at the family. What is your family character is not what I want, but they want to see, okay, like your family lineage, your family. So it's not just about those two individuals, it's about the families coming together, and marriage has a purpose to it. So it's not just, oh, I'm in love and I'm going to get married. No, they're marrying, with a purpose, bringing particular families together, bringing particular DNA and seeds together to help, continue their family line, but they're not just picking somebody. They're studying, and seeing, okay, his family, they have A, B, C, and D credentials and they're this and that, versus, somebody that, you just meet at a club. So we have lost that art of how to really choose a mate so that our lineage can be carried on appropriately.
When I used to be Minister Rahman's assistant, not in ministry, but the assistant, like taking to the grocery store. See, he was getting older. He was driving. So just take him around. One day, I was taking him to the grocery store, and someone was talking about him and saying, this is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us how to have babies. I said, huh? What you? That's right, son. That's right. So I kept pressing him over and over again. It got to be probably like 6 months. Asking, tell me what he talking about, and he never was said. And no, information is not for everybody. Can't just tell this information. I said, well, can't you just tell me that? He said, because if I'll tell you the information, you may go tell our enemies, then the enemies can create another people that can control us all over. So I gave him my word that if he tell me how to do it, I'll keep it within myself. He taught me how to have boy babies and girl babies. All of my children, I had their name years before they even came. I knew exactly what the next one was going to be, why I chose it that way. At first, I wanted all girls. But then I said, no, I needed a boy to protect the 3 girls that I have. Then I didn't want him growing up to be so sympathetic to the feminine side that he may become feminine. So then I had a boy, and then I had another girl. But it wasn't something where people say, well, what are you having? To the mother. No. I knew what was happening before we had sex because I knew what I was taught. So the science of mating is just that. It's a science for a particular reason to fulfill a particular goal from Allah himself. Can anyone else give me an avenue that we can see the product of it being shut off from the mindset of the so-called original man that you see walking every day? So when it says to us that it's people who don't know that they are Muslims, how? Because the avenues was cut off. The avenues of the reality of God was cut off. So when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad writes a book for the Black people, the first 2 chapters, it bears witness to one another. It's talking about that mystery God. See, you can't read nothing else in the message to the Black man until first you deal with those first 2 chapters. Who is God and who is that mystery God? You can't deal with it. Why? Because if I can't open your mind up just with the possibility of God, then there's no way you're going to get anything after that. You're not
We
going
have a
to get
hand.
Shabazz. You're not going to get Yaqub. You're not going to get your sojourn and your slavery in America. You're not going to be able to connect the dot from slavery to Abraham. Why? Because with Abraham, slavery, and any other prophet, you're dealing with God. the presence of God. And if you're believing in a mystery God, then the connection is not there. So the avenue of your mindset is still not there.
We have a hand.
Mm-hmm.
Go
As-
ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Margaret.
Welcome,
Um,
Salam.
would the other avenue you was asking, can you give another one? Would agriculture be one?
Yeah. Now bear yourself some witness.
How to grow our food, that type of stuff, gardening, planting stuff.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you
We
something. When
don't
he
know. We
said
don't know. We don't.
he gave
I
us this
don't
when he
know.
was a baby. Now connect what you're saying to he did this when we was a baby.
Uh, the original man. Who you talking?
No,
I'm
no, no.
lost.
Agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
Now bear me some witness.
You said he did this when he was a baby?
Yeah. Sister Michelle, read 17 again.
How many Muslim sons are there in North America? That's number 17.
Keep reading.
Approximately 3 million. How
No,
many?
no, keep reading till you get to the baby.
Okay,
Oh.
so well, I'll go down. Did I hear you say that some of the 17 million do not know that they are Muslims? Yes, sir. I hardly believe that unless they are blind, deaf, and dumb. Well, they were made blind, deaf, and dumb by the devil when they were babies.
Now, how is that according to what you're saying? It has a connection, but I want you to tell me how does it, Sister Margaret?
I don't know, Brother Jesse. I'm lost.
Okay, I'm gonna help you out, and then you just bear witness to me.
Okay.
When each person came and accepted the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we
Okay.
have in the Nation of Islam processing class, orientation, where we have orientation class, a processing class, and in that processing class, you have 90 days to process your mind from a slave mentality on the road to a God mentality. So we have 90 days to stop getting high, stop drinking, stop fornicating. You got 90 days to do this. People say 90 days. No, it only takes 28 days to break a habit. But the beauty of Allah, He knows that this is a trial in our life, so He gives us 90 days. Yeah, but even though we have 90 days, it was something that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, you got to stop on day one. What is it? When you walk in the door and you stand up and say, yeah, I believe that what I heard is good and true for Black people. Yeah, I want to be able to tell more Black people about this information. Yes, I want to learn more.
Oh, who God is?
Mm-mm. He said off the top,
No pork.
you can't eat pork.
Oh, okay.
That's the first thing. Why? Because as a baby, they taught us, meaning spiritually immature. That's what it means by baby. So when we was in the slave mentality, we was taught to eat the wrong foods.
Okay.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, off day one, yeah, you got 90 days to do all that other stuff, but on day one, you can't eat pork. Why? Because it's going to cross your mind up the pork with the information of who is God, the information of who is the original man. That pork will twist your mindset up. And although you thinking that the avenue of the roads is open, no, you ain't doing that but crisscrossing. See, and that bears witness to what you were saying, Sister Margaret, about the foods.
Okay.
See, that bears witness to how to eat to live 1 and 2. Now you go ahead.
Okay.
Add to what I just said.
Okay, so we didn't know how to eat the proper food. So that's based on because we wasn't taught, so we was wrong eating the wrong food.
Yeah. So the things that we have in the Nation of Islam is not a Muslim thing. It's to awaken our people from a childlike mentality. Black people in general, especially around that holiday Thanksgiving, they love themselves some sweet potato pie. But the
So
God comes to give you a taste of the sweet potato pie, but it's something that won't destroy your organs, but will help revive the organs, will help be a preventive measure with certain things that the atmosphere have, whether it's pollution, whether it's radiation, it doesn't matter. That pie, it has preventive measures in it. So yes, agriculture was actually cut off, but because Sister Lewis says, Sister Kalila is agriculture, Sister Kalila, bear Sister Margaret some witness.
Well,
That's
I
all.
just want to say, Assalamu alaikum. I want to say two things. One is when I forget the year, but when they made jobs more fair seeming in the city, and it was a migration of Black people that left the farmland.
Mhm.
So you're in the city, you're not learning how to continue with your crops and your with the animals and stuff like that. And the children, when they go to school, they're giving them these opportunities of computer science and all that. Very few are going to school for farming and learning that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And what else did I want to say? Oh, and two, it's a generational gap. So grandparents are like raising children, not their own, or the mothers are babies themselves. So they haven't learned what their ancestors knew.
Right.
It's that teaching is being lost. Assalamu alaikum.
See, that agriculture is where we strengthen our bodies to live for a long time. When you hear in the Bible and Quran, where you see people living thousands of years, hundreds of years, that was based off of how to eat to live.
Right.
They was preserving their bodies. And because of agriculture, if something did happen, they knew how to go in the woods and go get a particular berry or something to help them overcome the difficulty in their life. When we was talking earlier about back in the day in school, where they taught us shop, home economics, how to cook, how to sew, and everything. One thing we didn't have in agriculture because the city did not have that. So it was absent in the mind of the school system because even if they taught us that, where would we go and do it? I know in DC ain't no farms in no DC. So even if they taught that, it wasn't like everybody go outside or go on a field trip and we're gonna show you how to farm it. That wasn't happening. So these avenues, Sister Michelle, read all the way through this 17 all the way.
How many Muslim sons are there in North America? Approximately 3 million. How many original Muslims are there in North America? A little over 17 million. Did I hear you say that some of the 17 million do not know that they are Muslims? Yes, sir. I hardly believe that unless they are blind, deaf, and dumb. Well, they were made blind, deaf, and dumb by the devil when they were babies.
What's the time? How are we looking with the time?
It's 7:23.
Oh, okay. So Can everybody just go around and tell me how was tonight class and what did you see out of tonight's class?
I enjoyed tonight's class. I wish there was a part two. Um, for me, just getting the clarification about the Muslim sons and why they are called that. That reminded me of when we went to the George Washington Masonic Memorial and we went to the level where the Shriners were and we saw all the fezzes with like Mecca and Medina and all that on there. But that really stood out to me. Why are they called that? Maybe we can do part two. Hint, hint.
Anyone else?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm my
So,
part is the confusion. I mean, I get who the um, Muslim sons are, but I also know that some Shriners, a very few, and Masons are black people too. So I'm not understanding, are they called or considered Muslim sons, or is just the Caucasian? And if they're learning our stuff, why aren't the blacks or the ones of color of that's part of the original people don't just join the nation? Like, I'm
Okay, let me
confused.
answer that real quick. When right after slavery, Prince Hall, he had a charter, but the charter that he set up in America was not sanctioned in England. So it's like he wanted to help black people. So when the white folks started making charters here, the black people wasn't considered real Masons. So the
Clandestine.
information and the knowledge that came down from Prince Hall was right, but the people that he taught, it got watered down, watered down, watered down. And the white folks, they separated it. So the black people, the Mason and the institution have been reduced to how you say in college, aka how you say that?
sororities,
Fraternity,
Sororities and
yes.
fraternities.
fraternities.
So the information is stuck in there as a secret like that. Yeah, but as far as the white is concerned, no, they're talking like you and I are talking. And the white Masons, I mean the black Masons, they don't go to the white lodge.
That's
They
right.
go to the black lodge. The black Shriners, they don't go to the
Go
white
there.
Shriners lodge.
right?
So the
So,
information, yes, we know who they are, but they are not privileged to all of the success and the information of the white people. That's the difference.
so I'm like, can I add on, Brother
Yes, sir,
Jess?
bro.
The white Masons consider the black Mason what is clandestine.
Say it one more time.
The white Masons consider the black Mason what is a clandestine or something like that,
Yes, sir.
because uh, y'all ever seen what it's called the Boston Tea Party?
Yes, sir.
Well, Prince Hall tried to get a charter sent from England. They send it over on a ship through Boston. The white Masons dressed up like Indians and overthrew the boat and took the charter and threw tea over to make it look like the Indians raided the ship and and threw the tea over. But they took the information, like Brother Jesse said, they only gave the black Masons the rituals. They didn't give them a deeper meaning. And so the black Masons now they only don't go no higher than what is called the blue line lodge, which is third degree Mason. When the white Masons get 32nd, 33rd, a lot of them pay so much money to go over
Mhm.
to Ethiopia area where the shrine of Jesus is guarded by Muslims, and they go into a chamber and they see where we are the original people. They see where they was up in the caves, and they see the mummified body of the Black Messiah. Jesus.
Time
All
out,
the
brother.
presidents do it. Yes, sir.
It was in the Holy Lodge of St. John in Jerusalem.
Okay, that's
And
right.
it's
It
still
was
there now.
Jerusalem. Yes, sir.
Holy Lodge of St. John in Jerusalem. Remember, see the name? Holy Lodge?
Yes, sir.
The Mason and the Shrine call it a lodge, but they're Muslims.
Right.
We have
Brother, while
1
we got
minute.
you on,
1
what you
minute.
thinking about tonight? Oh, before I get to you, little sis, was that clear?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Brother, what did you get out tonight? What stood out to you?
That the teachings are right and exact when it comes to English lesson C number one. And if we actually just not scan over it, because the MGT was taught to read it to their children as a bedtime story. So a child would take this and he'll ask questions and try to look into it even more. So us digging into it like we're digging into it, it gives a better understanding and outlook of what we're studying.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else like to share about tonight?
I'll share. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, it's on.
Um, so I'm gonna kind of piggyback with Sister Michelle. I think we need another part because I have a lot of questions
Mhm.
on this, but I did enjoy the class. But I never knew the Muslim sun, the significance of that. So now I got clarity on that. But I think we need a little bit more time. Because I always wondered how come white people knew how to farm and we didn't. So that was weird to me. And we was the one that was doing everything in the field. So just a little bit more clarity.
Mhm.
But I enjoyed tonight.
What we have to do is in the future make sure that we have a pad and pen and we write down our question so it can be answered. And what stood out to me is that I kind of like saw lights coming off on all y'all. Whereas instead of hesitating about being curious or being hesitating about, well, I don't know that. I saw tonight that everybody was more open to say, I don't understand that. Can you give me more so I can get clarity on that? See, that's good for me because that's how you learn. That's how you study. And that's what I learned tonight, the value and the importance of expressing yourself. Because Brother Mike really was expressing himself today. And the beauty with his expression, he seemed confident in what he was saying.
Yes,
And this is how we supposed to do. That's why he keep asking us, how strong is your foundation? See, it's not about the amount of information that you have, but the information that you do have, you're firm in your resolution about it. And that's always a good thing. I'm not sure about this part two thing, but maybe afterward, if we can go back or write down your question, then I make an answer that one-on-one. Because usually with a subject like this, if you tell me about Prince Hall and I answer it, then it leads to another question, then another question like that. That's how I usually go. So I want to be respectful of everybody's time, but I still want you to be able to write it down so it can be answered. So, I thank and appreciate everybody for coming on the line tonight. And I think that's our time.
Assalamu alaikum. You didn't ask Brother Elwood what did he thought.
Oh, brother, you on the line, Brother Elwood?
Yes, sir. I'm still here. I want to first apologize for not participating because it's been hectic out here on this road. But that Muslim son thing kind of caught me. And like Sister Kalila said, I was thinking about the black Masons also. You know what I'm saying? But I was thinking on the line because they're not understanding who they are because they're trying to follow the Caucasian in all their ways. So that's what I kind of got out of it. So Yeah, I mean, like the sister said, I mean, you definitely need to know more about it, especially when the brother was breaking down how the charter was actually formulated, and you know how it was basically controlled on how far they could go with it. So yeah, that was interesting to me.
See, we all make up a law. So we should be, and this line should be a line that we build off of one another. Nobody knows it all, but we should be able to build off of one another. And one other point, when you're dealing with sororities and fraternities, they don't know what the rituals that they're doing. They don't
Right.
know where that stuff come from. They just doing the rituals. But it's no
Mhm.
knowledge behind the rituals.
Right.
But white folks know their contribution to the rituals.
Right.
So with all hearts and minds being clear, let us close out in prayer. Prayer. Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment, you now live. The alone we serve. The alone we beseech for thy aid. Guide us along the right. The path of those whom thou hast bestowed favors, not the path of those whose wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray if you hear not teaching. I mean,
I
mean,
mean,
we are taught in life to never be the aggressors. But when aggressed upon, come together like a solid brick wall, and we fight with those who fight with us. And Allah promises that if we fight in His name, we'll be victors. So, brothers on the line, greet one another. Sisters on the line, greet one another, and then greet us all. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Mike.
Wa alaikum salam,
Assalamu
brother
alaikum,
Jay.
Brother Edward.
Assalamu
Assalamu
alaikum.
alaikum, brother
And
Edward.
Sister Marley.
Assalamu
Assalamu
alaikum,
alaikum,
brother
Sister
Jay.
Assalamu
Michelle.
alaikum, Sister
Khalila.
Kalila.
Assalamu alaikum,
Alaikum
everybody.
Sister
Wa alaikum
Chia.
salam.
Assalamualaikum, Brother Edward and Brother
Yes,
Jesse.
ma'am.
Praise be to Allah.
Assalamu alaikum,
Wa
everybody.
alaikum salam.